the contrarian here, the outlier here, is the Liberal government here in Canada, which has asked for massive reductions in fertilizer use, has increased the carbon tax, and has put a tariff on fertilizer. All of these things handcuff our ability to not only feed our own constituents at an affordable price, but also step up, and which the farmers I've spoken to in the past few months, they see that as a moral obligation to be able to help feed the world in times of need, because we have the capacity to do that. But we can't do that if we don't have the tools we need to reach our potential.
Okay. What's going on in the Netherlands? The government is basically shutting down, or plans to shut down, tens of thousands of farms to meet their climate targets. And according to this Newsweek article, you shared it on your social media, and I will do the same very shortly. From the Newsweek article, I'll quote, "What is particularly frustrating is that the government is fully aware what it is asking farmers to do and will drive many of them out of existence. In fact, the government originally planned to move at a slower pace until a lawsuit brought on by environmental groups in 2019 forced an acceleration of the timetable." So the Netherlands, which is another huge agriculture exporter, is going to see its ability to produce products of all kinds limited. We have Ukraine being limited, and at the same time, Canada is being asked to produce more, but our own government is saying, no, wait a second, that's not going to happen either.
Well, you're exactly right. You have Ukraine, which is, as you said, the breadbasket of Asia and Europe, many parts of Africa, but you have the Netherlands, which is the largest agriculture exporter on earth, second only to the United States, which is incredible. And it shows you the efficiency of the Dutch farmers. But their government is saying you need to reduce fertilizer use and nitrogen emissions by 70% by 2030, I think, over the next 8 years. And even the Dutch government is admitting what they are asking is impossible. It's impossible to achieve unless you basically shut down your agriculture sector. So what is going to become of this is, as you said, farmers are going to go out of business, but also Europe is going to be unable to feed itself. And it's certainly not going to be able to do that affordably. They are going to have to start importing food from other places. Now, one of those places would have been the Ukraine, but now Ukraine is unable to meet that demand. So they're going to be looking at places like Canada and the United States. So opportunities there, but 30,000 Dutch farmers and consumers have stepped up and said, this is unacceptable. You are making, as that lawsuit states, you are making decisions based on activism, ideology, not based on sound science. And when you ask farmers, this is the nonsensical part of this, Jamie, is when you ask farmers to reduce their fertilizer use, what you are doing is asking them to go back in time and use practices that we have not used in decades. And we haven't used those practices because they are not environmentally sustainable. We have zero tillage in much of Canada now. So now you're going to be asking them to go back and start tilling, starting to use chemicals we haven't used in decades, starting to pass over their land multiple times, spraying these chemicals. We have increased yields by 60% over the last couple of decades on the same amount of land, while at the same time reducing our inputs. We have been able to do that because we have embraced new innovation, new technology like seed varieties, and the most modern fertilizer options that are available. So if you think about that, by using fertilizer, we're producing more, we're on the land less, fewer inputs, more sustainable for the environment and for the economy. This decision sends agriculture back decades and is more environmentally damaging than what we're doing now.